Thanks for watching Blitz. I'm Brian Carter here at Tallulah Falls High School with the Indians star players from a fantastic soccer season that these guys had. So we have Jake Hall, Brit Shaw, Austin Ball, those all rhyme, and Kelton Reynolds. Guys, thank you so much for being on Blitz. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So Austin, we'll start with you. A historic season, any way you slice it. Personally for you, you had 39 goals, 16 assists, both single season records for this program, and this team being able to go undefeated all the way until getting to the Sweet 16, region championship, #1 ranking, broke every school record. That's a lot of success, hard to get your head around, but how would you put this season in perspective? Like, how would you describe the success of the 2023 season?
I mean, I think we started really early. I think past 2 seasons have been rough, but we've been trying to build a core. And I think this season, a lot of chemistry played into it. We kind of just clicked. Became a little bit of a brotherhood, you know? And we just started working and had fun with it, enjoyed it really.
Yeah.
And it ended up with a lot of success. And like, as you could tell, on the field we looked really close, but off the field we were even closer, and it was just really fun for us.
Yeah, you could definitely get that feeling, and it was great to see that over the last couple of years, like you're mentioning, this team sort of built up to this, and the exciting thing is what you still have coming back. And Jake was one of those missing pieces coming in, and you know, it's kind of, you put up big numbers, 26 goals, 10 assists, I think is what I had before, but you do a lot of things that don't show up in the stat sheet, and just a field general out there. So, but you made the move from Collins Hill. What was it like making that transition before your senior year, leaving everything you knew to come here?
So I mean, at first I was a little bummed out. I'm not gonna lie, because I mean, leaving all my friends behind, like the comfort level I was already in. Kind of had to start over for my senior year, but honestly, I've really enjoyed it. I wouldn't change it any other way. I mean, soccer's just one part of it, but I mean, even school life has been great. I've met new people, made new friends, and then soccer's been an add-on to it. It's been great.
Yeah, and with how fulfilling was that for you to be able to see yourself have a season like this and contribute at such a high level and do something that this school's never done before? I'm sure that made it a little bit easier when you look back at it.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, like I said, it was an awesome experience. I'm glad that we could go out there and do something and break those records and get to Sweet 16. I mean, I would have obviously liked to have gone further, but it is what it is at the end of the day. I mean, it happened. So
yeah, it's a fantastic run nonetheless. So Kelton, for you, the offense, 113 goals on the season, which is phenomenal. So you know, a lot of people focus on the offensive side of things, but defensively has been pretty awesome too. But for you, being able to put on that jersey, there's got to be a sense of pride, as Austin sort of mentioned. This has been building up over the last couple of years. What would you say about how special it is just to be able to put that jersey on?
I just think it's a great honor to have, just be able to have the ability to play sports. Just here at this school, it's an amazing school. Just being able to put on that jersey, go out there and represent the school and the great fan sections, all the supporters we have. Just go out there and show out and play for them. And we just play our best, take pride in what we do, and we give it 100%, 10% all the time.
Yeah.
So.
And you had also record-breaking season. Most all you guys set some records this year. 77 saves, I think, and 13 shutouts. All-time leader, and you're only a sophomore, so that's awesome too. Brit, to sort of piggyback off that, because you are one of the anchors on this defense, and Kelton would probably agree that his numbers wouldn't be the same if he didn't have guys like you and Jake Weirstein out there making that defensive sort of force field that protects him and makes his job a little bit easier, I'm sure. How much pride do you take as a defensive unit and keeping teams off the board?
I take a lot of pride in it. It's a great honor to play with these great players. Our offense and midfield is really strong, and it was a great honor to be able to defend our keeper in every way and just try to keep the other team from scoring at all. I played with Jake Weirstein for a long time, so we kind of had that connection there. And then Leith was a great addition to our team in the back line.
Yeah, you guys were very formidable back there, but kind of when you look at, again, the defensive prowess of this team, you allow 3 goals, taking away the last 3 of the season there, but what kind of gets, I'm just curious from a defensive standpoint, what really gets you going, like for offensive guys or even midfield? Sometimes, or like Kelton, it would be like making a big save, but what is it that really gets you going in the game?
Just making big tackles, really.
Yeah.
Kind of changing, like they're about to score, we stop them in their tracks, turn it around, get the ball to the offense. just like a big transition.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun making that.
That's cool. And those are the things you don't see in a stat sheet usually. So, all right. So Austin, for you, go back. Again, you got all the hype that surrounds the program, especially once you got that number 1 ranking. You got the bullseye on the back at that point. Rolling up the wins, the goal count goes up. You're not allowing anybody to score. All those things. So how do you handle the perfection? How did this team handle all the hype and the noise? And what did Coach Steele kind of talk to you guys about to, probably keep you grounded and focused on the task?
I feel like from that first scrimmage, we knew we were going to be successful. I think Coach Steele made a point every game that this game matters, and it doesn't matter about the next game or the past games or the records. I think there's a few times we got caught up in all of it, but very quickly it was all quieted down. We became just like work for the next game. And then I think off the field, like even in our own time, like we just mess around. So there's never a pressure to it. It was just enjoying it completely. Like we never felt like we got to go undefeated, we got to break all the records. We just enjoyed it as it came,
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, if you have fun, the rest usually takes care of itself, as long as you're also disciplined at the same point. So, Jake, as a senior, what was it like? It seemed like sort of a wake-up call for you guys when you're in the midst. I can't remember what the record was, but you go play Rabun County in a region game, and first goal you allow all season, and you're trailing 1-0 at the break. So you're forced to come back and win that one. I think 2-1 was the final, but what was that in terms of like a wake-up call for this team, and how did you guys use that to propel yourself toward the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that goal getting scored on us was a good thing. I mean, it may sound weird to say that, but I think we needed it before going into playoffs and getting into these tougher matches. Like, we needed to be scored on, so it didn't hit us then, and we're like, oh crap, what do we do now?
Yeah.
But I mean, we came back and won that game, I believe 2-1, I think. So I mean, we battled back, we still fought through it. Guys were kind of bummed at first, but it's like, hey, let's keep going, like keep your heads up, just keep playing. And I think later on we use that to our advantage, because if we did get scored on again, I mean, it was okay, brush it aside, play your game, get it back.
Yep. Yeah, that definitely changes the mentality a little bit. It makes you think. And so along those lines, you can learn from things like that. So Kelton, I know it was disappointing, Sweet 16, being able to lose in overtime. Initially, I know it was just heartbreaking, but what was sort of the conversation after that game for this team?
Well, during the game, the last came into overtime, and we just said, give it all you got for the last 20 minutes, just whatever you have. And then after the game, it came that night. It really stung, like kind of hit, and it's like still like, because we should be out there practicing as a team and not just individually. So it stings every time we walk out here, and it's gonna hurt for a while. But I just think that we just accelerated the program to like new levels, and we did better than what we predicted to do, going out like 8-1, 7-1 in the last two first round of states past 2 years. And so, I mean, getting to the Sweet 16 is a great accomplishment for this school and the program, as it's never been done. And so I think just that accomplishment and just the team building, the core that Austin had said, building this team for a few years now, and then being able to go out and do that, I think the future's only upwards from here.
Do you feel like that loss in itself has fueled the guys coming back for next year?
Definitely. I feel it's definitely fueled me. I've been working off the field a lot now, because I don't want to have that feeling again. Knowing that we should have won, but we lost, and it eliminated us. And so that really kind of fueled us, and the players coming back, knowing that we need a better season next year, that we can build on this season.
And so within everything you guys have said so far, kind of under the surface, you can tell there's been a common thread of a team bond and a chemistry that exists. So Brit, talk about the culture and the vibe of this team. What is the culture like, and how close is this group?
I think Coach Steele does a great job with keeping us together, making sure we're looking out for each other. A lot of us sit together at lunch. We text, we do everything. We live together practically day in and day out through school and on and off the field. The parents have been very supportive, and we've had meals prepared for us. We eat just before the games, and just good communication. Another thing I will say is a lot of us have been playing together on club teams, and we just kind of know each other. So we already have that connection there, and I think it just makes the machine run well together.
Yeah, and one of you guys used the word like a brotherhood type thing. How big of a factor is that in a game, especially in like what Jake was talking about when you're down 1-0? How big is that to know that you're not just playing for yourself or some random guy out on the field?
It's huge because, like you said, we're basically fighting for each other. And as far as the chemistry goes, knowing how each other play and just having that connection of understanding each other's play styles and what we can do to make the goals happen.
Yeah. All right, so Jake, you're going to wrap this thing up. Being able to go play at the next level, and I think all you guys sitting here have a great opportunity to be able to do that with the talent you've been given. But Jake, you've committed to Randolph-Macon College. So talk about your recruitment process. Some guys and girls, they love or hate that process. There's some that are in between, but what was it like for you? Did you enjoy it?
I was not a fan of the process. I was being real with you. It was, sent email to colleges right before the showcase, like you're saying, like 20 emails. It was just a long, kind of strenuous process, if I say that. But overall, that wasn't the worst thing ever, but it was just long, kind of tiring, almost ready for it to be over at the end of the day.
Right. So when you got to make that decision, I'm sure you put a lot of thought into it, but what was it about Randolph-Macon that you knew maybe not right away, but you eventually settled on and knew that was the place for you?
Honestly, the coach, his name's Coach Lux. Great guy. He pretty much convinced me to come there. On top of that, though, the campus is beautiful, and I have family about an hour and a half away. So that's a huge thing too. But I'm looking forward to it. Overall, it seems like a good place, and it just felt right. Yeah. I sat down, made a checklist of everything between all the other colleges that I was deciding at, and it checked the most boxes. Cool. The only bad part is the distance. It's like 7 hours away, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit hard, but you might get a little homesick. But.
Yeah.
Well, guys, congrats on an incredible season. I know it wasn't the ending you wanted, but fantastic. You made history in every single way. So congrats again, and wish you guys the best. And hopefully for you guys coming back, you can take that next step in the program.
Of course.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.